Put a ring on it. Season 5, episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9. But I ain't got time this morning. I ain't got time. I don't have time, girl. It's just 7 o'clock. I'm just getting down here. So I think I'm going to do episodes 6 and 7. And then episode 8 and 9 tonight or tomorrow. So I love you. Thank you so much for your love and support. I missed you guys yesterday. I was having one of those vertigo days yesterdays, and I was like, girl, lay in the bed. So thank you for your love and support, but I really did miss you. And I absolutely adore you. Thank you for your love. Those of you who picked up my books, check if you are in my Patreon and you have not gotten your books, keep on checking, okay? Books are being mailed out every day. Some people should be getting their books today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. So just keep on checking. Be sure to subscribe and thumbs up. I am on my way to 20,000 subscribers. The 17,500 was like there was like a spirit. 700 was like a spirit that was keeping me down. You remember that story about the Prince of Persia holding back the prayers, the answers that Daniel was eating. I felt like that was what was happening to me in the 17,700. But thankfully, I finally broke through, and I'm on my way to 20,000. So thank you so much. I love you. I adore you. Now, rumor has it, Kenneth is an actor. And somebody, shout out to the person who posted this, said they were on vacation. And who did they see, girl? Kenneth and Shorty on vacation. So, girl, I don't even know if this is real. Is it fake? I just really want some real connection with people and solving real problems. Even if it's acting, it's good for us to talk about it. Because there are a lot of people that's in this situation, like Shorty and Kenneth. And Shay, girl, I feel so sorry for her. I don't know if it's acting or is it real, because I'm like, surely ain't nobody this stupid. I'm like, Shay, girl, you got to do better. And how old is Shay? Like, I can tell she's really older than the rest of the women. Like, you can tell Shorty's is 40, but Shorty looks good for her age. And of course, Charlie, I don't know how old she is, but you can tell she's not as older. And Shay, I'm like, well, how Shay's at least 50. And I'm 45 in October. I'm 45 in October, and I'm giving Shay at least 50. But I really feel sorry for her. But you know what? There's so many women that are like Shay, that's sitting around and waiting for some dude to marry you. This is why I wrote 3 types of guys you might meet. So many women are being 10 years a girlfriend, meeting a man and sitting down and waiting for him to marry you versus dating until you meet the guy that's going to put a ring on it. It does not take 3 years. My dad says a man knows by 3 months. My husband said he knew in the first month that he was going to marry me. And after a few months after that, he put the ring on it. Because if the man really loves you and wants to marry you, why is he going to leave you out there, girl, for some man to come and marry you off? If he thinks you're the one for him, why not go ahead and marry you right then and there? Oh, I ain't getting ready to get married, but y'all giving up the cookie, having babies, buying houses together, buying cars together, and shacking up, but he ain't ready to get married, girl. Bye. I just cannot. But anyways, in season episode 6 and 7, I thought that when she said family matters, I thought that we were going to meet each other's families, but that's not what happened. Okay. Shay says he is when there was meeting to Dr. Nicole, this is why I said she's emotional. She's talking to Dr. Pepper, and she's going to say, he's picking up from the big old fight that happened. She's going to say, he is my spouse. Dr. Nicole said, Miss Shay, no offense, but he is not your spouse. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. This is this crazy stuff that a lot of y'all do, talking about, oh, that's my husband, that's my wife, and that's my spouse. Do you know girlfriend and boyfriend is a fake marriage? You are, what is the word I am thinking of? Let me tell you. Everything that God makes counterfeit. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Everything that God makes The devil makes a counterfeit. Okay. So God made marriage between one man and one woman. What does the devil do? He come over here and be girlfriend, boyfriend, shacking up, living together, having babies, doing everything married people do except making it legal. Oh, there was no paperwork back in the days, but we read about marriages. We read about marriages, huh? In my new book coming out, my conclusion is about Rebecca. Eleazar went to get a wife for Rebecca. So it wasn't done in secret. There was a marriage. So everything God makes, the devil makes a counterfeit. You see a lot of stuff going on out here. If you read the Bible, you will know they are counterfeits. Come on, somebody. God says you must go through the blood of the Lord Jesus Christ to get into the heaven of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. What you see, people, oh, I'm a good person. It's a counterfeit. So boyfriend and girlfriend is a counterfeit. This is why Shay is talking about, this is my spouse. Well, y'all not married. So how is he your spouse? Because you're trying to get him to marry you so you can be his spouse. And I am so glad, that Dr. Nicole said, Miss Shay, no offense, man, but he is not your spouse. He might not be to you, but he is to me. No, he's not. If you don't have no paperwork, if we didn't have no wedding, okay, let's take it back to slavery days. We didn't jump no broom, right? Everybody know that the two people are married. I can't think about no names right now. Huh? Why? We jumped the broom in front of witnesses. Even when you go down to the courthouse. Another example, Shay the delusionalist. Did you not say y'all went to get married and y'all didn't bring no witnesses? So you went to get married and the judge, the preacher could not marry you. Why? You had no witnesses. Witnesses is important. Well, there wasn't nobody that witnessed Adam and Eve. Girl, you better read that Bible. God said, let us make man in our image. My little boy is in first grade and he knows that us is more than one. So Shay and the rest of you women and men that's in these counterfeit marriages, it is not a marriage, ma'am. You are not married. You are boyfriend and girlfriend, and it is a counterfeit. And anything that goes against the word of God in context, it's a counterfeit. God does not acknowledge it. The only thing God acknowledges and bless is what's in his word in context. I keep saying in context because the law was fulfilled, okay? The law was fulfilled. How many of y'all know that the 10 Commandments was fulfilled? So I am so glad Dr. Nicole said, Miss Shay, I'm sorry that's not your spouse. Then she talks about, Shay says she's going to be the one to move forward or stop. Girl, you are lie. You are so delusional. You're the one running Alfonso down, begging and pleading for him to marry you. But now you want to talk about you're going to be the one to move forward or decide. He has already made that decision for you, delusionist. He has already made that decision for you. You are the one on the TV crying and begging this man to do right by you. But you're the one that's going to decide if y'all going to move forward or not. Girl, bye. I just can't with her. Excuse me. Shorty is going to go on a second date with Tavi. Kenneth says no to the second date. I like Tavi. No, I didn't like him. He's not somebody I would date. He's just not. There's the only guy that I would date was the guy that Charlie went out with, the politician. That's my type of guy. I wouldn't go out with any of these guys, but I love his temperament. I love to have his temperament. Very calm, very cool, very collected, not crazy about his voice. He ain't got no bass in his voice. But I really like him, and I wish Shorty would think about, well, she went out on 4 dates with him, so I don't know, girl. Shay and Alfonso decided not to go on second dates with their people. Otis met with his dad, and so this is the part where I'm like, oh, I thought they were going to meet each other's family. And his dad gave him some really, really, really good advice. He said that, him and Otis' mother was married for a long time, but said that his mom temperament would change when she knew he was not listening. And that's for all of us. So what I tell my husband works from home, always on the computer. And so I tell my husband, when any of us, that's me, Lexi, or little Michael. Usually Lexi don't want nothing. Usually Lexi is, Mr. Michael, can we go to Applebee's? Or Mr. Michael, can I have McDonald's? Or Mr. Michael, when you go to the store? Something like that. Lexi don't ask for much, okay? Me and Michael, it's I need you to listen. And so my husband knows if we come in the room and he's either watching TV or he does both, or he's on his computer, he is to pause the TV and close his computer, okay? Close it down and look at us and talk. Don't do both. You know how they say some people can't walk and chew bubblegum? I said, when either me or little Michael comes in the room, these are the things I need you to do. Pause the TV, close your computer, or pull it down to let us know you are listening, okay? So listening is so important, and I do the same. So if he comes in the room and he wants to talk to me, he'll say, Janice, can you pause the TV or pause that, or something like that, to let me know I need you to pay attention to me. So I am glad that Otis' dad tells him, about his mom's temperament. Then he gonna say the dum-dum, okay? He's gonna say, well, I'm listening, but she don't know I'm listening. What? And I'm glad his dad stopped him and said, wait. You're listening, but she don't know you're listening. So why are you listening, Otis, the dum-dum, right? Don't you think it's important as a grown 40-year-old man? I don't know how old he is. He looked 45. Don't you think as a grown man, you need to let her know I'm listening? It's just like this thing they said back in the days. Oh, I don't say I love my kids, but they know I love them because they have food, clothes, and shelter. I need to hear it every day. I need to hear it. And I tell my kids every day. I tell my husband every day. As a matter of fact, the Lord told me that I need to start hugging Alexia more, because she's grown. Hey mom, she come downstairs for the food. Okay, and the phone, mommy, my phone, something's wrong with my phone. And I tell her I love her, but I don't hug her as much as I do little Michael. Little Michael just kind of jump up in my lap and stuff like that. So we need to let people know we love them. We need to show them, verbalize it, I love you. But I also need to know that you are listening. So I do the same thing with Lexi when she comes down. She don't come down for much. Mommy, what does this mean? I pause my TV, I sit up, I look at her, I talk to her and say, well, where did you hear that? And what was the sentence? So Otis to me is real petty, and I just don't understand. Charlie is such a beautiful girl. Okay. Charlie is just so pretty and sweet and mild tempered. And I just don't understand why Charlie is with this fool. Somebody make it make sense to me. This is what I talk about, meeting a man and trying to make him what you want. He does not listen to her. Charlie wants somebody to listen, and he doesn't listen. So why are you trying to make him listen to you, Charlie? This is why I said 10 years a girlfriend, don't do it. A lot of women meet men and try to make them into the men we want them to be versus date until you find what you want. Don't try to make him into, you're not God. You are not God. You can't make a man. And God made a man, and the man still didn't do what he wanted him to do. Okay. So I'm glad Otis' dad checked him and said, whoa, whoa, whoa. How you listening, but she don't know you're listening? Okay, so now back to Shorty and Kenneth talked, and he called her old, and basically she's a fool for choosing him. I wish a vinaigrette would. But I don't date men younger than me, so you're not gonna call me old. Okay, I will always be younger than my husband. Okay, the nerve of him calling her old, and she says, so basically what you are saying is I'm a fool for choosing you. Yes, Shorty, you're a fool. It must be that dingaling, honey. These men, I am sure that these men have dingalings, because I just don't understand why these women are with these men. Because even when it started, it says, by the time I figure out who he is, I was already in love, Shorty. So what did you fall in love with? I need to get a gold dingaling. Okay, Mike have some gold pens over there. I gotta get me a gold pen, because it must be gold. And she had never seen no gold dinglings before, because I ain't never seen one. But maybe some of these men have, because I just don't understand. Even after he called you old, Shorty, you still with this fool? Girl, bye. So Otis and Charlie talk, and it's crazy. Like, Otis, I don't know. I couldn't deal with somebody like him, okay? I just couldn't deal with. And to me, it's crazy because he thinks one conversation is going to undo 3 years of mess. This is why a lot of these people think you do me evil for 3 years, and then you come and you apologize, and you think that one apology is going to wipe out everything you did. Now, I forgive. That's why let me tell you, people that wrong me, I don't have anything against them in my heart. I forgive them. And if they need food, I'll feed them. But as far as us being friends again, never, because you can't be trusted. So I'm looking at Charlie, and I'm like, you did what all this stuff that you did. You message Milan and all of this stuff, and you come and you think one conversation is gonna fix it. Shay met with her mom and her praying auntie that can get a word and a prayer through. But my question is, Shay, how come your praying auntie don't tell you not to shack up? How come your praying auntie he hasn't heard from God to let you know you're being a fool and you being a foolish woman? I just don't understand, Shay. Make it make sense to me. She not to get a prayer through. I got a word from God. Well, God ain't told auntie to tell you to stop being a fool. Charlie date with Chris, and at first I didn't like Chris, but I listened to him and I'm like, I like him. He's smooth. Wouldn't go out with him, but I thought he was, the way he looks at her, the way he smiles, the way he talks. I thought he was extremely sexy. He went to Sanford, and she said, "Did you play football?" And in my brain, I said, "Why he got to play a sport? Why he couldn't get there on his own merits?" Because that's what they think about us in the Black community. Y'all could only run track and field, football, and basketball, not even baseball, right? That's why one of my coworkers said, I live in the section where they do a lot of baseball. So he said, you may get little Michael in baseball. But why we have to be just sports, why we can't go to college because we're smart, we have it mentally. My little boy, I think, has it mentally. He's a brainy. He's very smart with that math. Very smart with that math. You'll be amazed at how good he is at math for 7 years old. And so, I'm smart and his daddy is smart. And so, Michael's smart. So while I was thinking that, Chris says, why I had to play a sport? Well, come to find out that he went to school because he played a sport, but he's also smart. And so Charlie said, well, I went to school. I played sports, and she played, it was a tennis, she said, something she played, girl. She looked athletic. And I thought that was cute, but I thought when she said, did you play a sport? I thought the same thing he said. So then they were talking and getting to know each other, and he talked about he had a friend with a high sex drive she wanted in the morning, afternoon, noon, several times a day. And he was like, I thought I could handle that, but I can't. Because, the men, they only have so much to give out, if you know what I mean. Okay. And I thought that he looked really, I just can't do the two color here. Okay. He asked, what is it going to take for him to take Charlie away from Otis? And I was like, yeah, but we later find out that Charlie was not with it. And I'm like, I just don't think these people understand when they come on the show. It's a possibility that you might break up. Your man might find somebody else that he likes more, or you might meet somebody else that you like more that can give you what you need, that have everything with what you need. Like the other guy that Charlie went out, the politician, I thought they were perfect for each other. No, honey, she ran all the way back to Mr. Abuse, okay? And I just don't understand it with them, okay? So then we see Charlie claiming once again that she's done. And I'm like, how many times you gonna tell us you're done, girl? I am so sick and tired of Charlie telling us that she's done, that I don't want to hear it. I don't drink like that. I don't understand the drinking game anyways. Every time somebody says something, you're gonna take a shot. This is not gonna make you drunk, girl. But anyway, I just don't understand. I think every time Charlie says she's done, I'm gonna eat some French fries. I'm gonna eat some French fries, okay? Sweet potato fry. Okay, so in episode 7 is a continuation of episode 6 with meeting the family. And my thing is, I said here, manipulating Otis' fake cries by pulling tears out of his eyes. I hope y'all saw that. Did you see when he walked away, then he came back and he started fake crying and pulled the tears out of his eyes? Please tell me y'all saw when he pulled the tears out of his eyes, girl. And it was just, and one little fake cry, and Charlie gave all the way in. I tell you, this Charlie girl is so desperate that one little, and let me tell you, me, no one little thing is gonna get me back. Honey. Did I tell you all the time I stopped talking to Big Mike? I talked to him for like a month or something, 2 weeks. He was stressing, okay? Kenneth's brother meets up with him, and come to find out, Miss Shorty is calling Kenneth mama to complain about Kenneth. Girl, make it make sense to me. Shorty, make it make sense to me, girl. Why are you calling that man's mama? And then the brother said, well, whose side does she think we're going to take? And I was like, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You calling him over there like no mother wants to hear her son is not what she should have made him into be. She calling the mama to whine and complain about it. Shorty met with her mom, and I'm like, where is Shorty mama from? Did y'all hear an accent? I don't know. Is she Haitian, African, or Hispanic? Does anybody know where Shorty mama is from? Cause she had a little accent. Don't tell me that's Cajun either. Lord, I hope that's not an offensive word. Don't tell me that's Louisiana. It's not offensive, right? Louisiana Cajun, something like that. Don't tell me she's way, 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 way down south. She's from one of them other countries because she had a very thick accent. And I love the advice Mom gave. Mom said, make sure they are a fit person for you before marriage. Before. If he's not right for you, they're not doing right before marriage. What makes you think they are going to change? Thank you, Mama. Thank you, Mama. Make sure they are right before. Hello, 10 years of girlfriend. Hello, 23 times the guys you might meet. If he's not doing right before you get married, what makes you think he's going to do right with you by you when you get married? This is why too many wives are naked wives. Because you did not make sure he was right before. You saw all the signs and you just lied to yourself and tell yourself that things are going to be better once you sign the piece of paper. Huh? And then y'all want to come crying, talk about it. And I'm like, before he was doing all this stuff before. So what made you think he was going to stop doing it after he signed the paper? Mom brought up Shorty giving him a year to fix his credit so they can buy a house, and he did nothing. So, okay, so his credit is jacked up. And then she gave him a whole year to fix the credit, and he didn't do nothing? See, that's why I would not marry somebody who have bad credit. See, husbands. I was listening to somebody yesterday, and they were talking. I was at Creflo Dollar. I haven't listened to Creflo in years. I love Creflo. I don't care what people say. I love Creflo Dollar. I love his teaching. Years ago, I used to listen to all them preachers years ago. Creflo, Jakes, all of them. Okay. And so something came up on the TV that says masculinity, something. I'm gonna listen to it again. It's that. And I was doing the baby's homework. And so one of the things Creflo Dollar said, which I need to get deep and study, he said, husband, the Greek or Hebrew. I always get the Greek and the Hebrew mixed up. But one of them, he said the word for husband is source. Source. Husband is not to rule over, and I wrote this in The Naked Wife, is not to lord over you. He said, like Christ is the source to the church, a husband is a source to the wife, y'all. Husband is a source to the wife. So, baby girl, don't marry a man that can't be your source. I fell out. I said, Creflo, what you say? What you say now? I love that word. Source. So all the things Shorty wants, Kenneth can't give it to her because he doesn't have the source. Y'all better shout. I got to go, girl. I got to go. Baby dad told me I got to take the train to work this morning. Huh? A year to fix your credit. He did nothing. Dr. Nicole meets with Alfonso and come to find out that Alfonso didn't officially break up with the baby mama. Well, honey, the baby mama, I think I posted this in my community tab. I think I did. If I didn't, I will if I can find it. The baby mama had put something out that said they ain't got nothing to do with me and her. Alfonso did the same thing to me that he's doing to Shay. Well, come to find out, when Alfonso talked to Dr. Nicole, he never really cut it off with the baby mama. So in the baby mama's mind, this is my thinking, the baby mama is thinking he's cheating on, he's cheating on her with SHAY. Because he's going on vacation with the mom, baby mom, doing all this stuff with the baby mama. And Dr. Nicole say, you need to draw clear boundaries. I just think he don't want her. Even though he's saying, I knew she's the one. He said that it wasn't a breakup. It phased out. Phase out. This is why y'all don't be making these men your boyfriends. We don't do boyfriends over here, okay? Shorty meets with Tavi for coffee, and she says her mom made her realize not to date a potential. He's a potential. The things about potential that I wrote in The Naked Wife is you can potentially be disappointed. So do not date a man who is a potential. Date a man who has what you want, who you are. Date the man in front of you. Hopefully, if I have time, I'll come back tonight and talk about this hair thing they were talking about. How these men want these women to change their hair after they marry them. And my thing is, did y'all talk about that before y'all got married? I got to go, girl. Okay, I'm almost done. So then the ladies met up and they talk about Otis and the incident. And she said it was her getting back. Otis was getting back at Charlie. You see, petty, too grown to be petty. He act like little Michael. My mommy, I don't love you because you didn't let me stay up and watch TV. Mommy, I don't love you because you took my tablet. Yeah, I don't love it. No, I'm not giving you no hugs and I'm not giving you no kiss because you took my tablet. That's Otis, like a 7-year-old. No, the 7-year-old I can understand. And I just hug him and kiss him. And I love you anyways. I love you. 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 Okay, but the grown man being petty, I cannot, girl. So Shay asks him if they would say yes today. Shorty says no. Charlie says no. And Shay says they can't move forward if he don't do this and that. And I'm like, you lie. You is a lie, girl. If that man come ask you to marry him now, you're going to be, yes, yes. Couples meet up with Dr. Nicole, and I say Shay is delusional. That's the end of episode 7. I'll do episode 8 and 9 tomorrow or tonight. But I feel so sorry for Shay because this is what I mean about older women teaching the younger woman. So at this age, Shay is over 40. Shorty is 40. Charlie is, I don't know. I'm sure maybe over 35. I have 40 ladies. See, we think with the scripture in Peter that says your older one teaching younger one, we think it's the 80-year-old mama teaching the 21-year-old. Well, they don't have anything in common. They're a generation is 20, 40, 60. That's 4 generations. They can't teach the 20-year-old nothing because they're so different. I don't want to hear nothing those church mamas have to say. Then mothers that's 80 and 90, I don't want to hear it because we're not even near the same generation. They can't teach me. Because they stayed with their abusive husband. They stayed with the husband when he was cheating, having the kids on the street. Generation is 20 years. So ladies, those of us in our 40s that can have kids in their 20s, as I do Alexia, even though Alexia and I are not 2 generations, because I had her at 16, we, the 40-year-olds, are supposed to be teaching the 20-year-olds not to make the mistakes we made. But here are the 40-year-old women still making those same dumb choices and decisions because they never learned. The generation before them never taught them, so they can't teach the ones that's coming behind us. And this is what I'm trying to do, is get my younger girls, okay? And for those of us in our 40s, how we need to tighten our bootstraps and pull our belt a little bit tighter and be wiser so we can help the younger girls don't make the same foolish, stupid choices and decisions that we've made. I love you. I have to go. Be sure to show me love on my books on Amazon. Check out my Patreon. My t-shirts are still on Etsy, and take your cookie off the table. I need reviews. I am stuck at 12 reviews, y'all. I need reviews, and of course the Wisdom Journal, the dating, the Read Your Bible journal. Father's Day's coming up. Get your daddy a book, girl. Let him read that Bible. And the Wisdom Journal. I love you. Gotta go. Let me know what you think. I'll do episode 8 and 9. It's probably tomorrow. Okay, love you. Bye.